Hello friends, welcome to the LabTex. My name is Nasser. Today I have a case study of LA-E892P and I have received it, and it is written in Hindi. It was the USB was not working and he was trying to repair the motherboard and unfortunately it got dead. Now I have turned it on, but USB is still not working. So this is the case I have received. In this particular case study, along with this case study, today you are going to learn that how your M.2 or M.3 SATA works, as well as what types of sound problem comes in the laptop and how can you tackle that problem. Okay, so in particular this case study I will mention three things. In USB, if USB is not working, what you have to look into the schematic. If SATA, any type of SATA, whether that is the PCIe M.2 or M.3 is not working, then what how you have to check in the schematic. And if sound is not working, how can you repair those types of problem. So let's begin. Later on we will discuss about this case study. First of all, let me bring you to the my question, that if you receive a motherboard like this is the M.2 connector here, where the things are written, and this is the slot JSST1. This is the slot name, and key M.2 or M.3 it could be, or it could be the SATA something like SATA 3.0, 6 GBps or 5 GBps or 3 GBps, like that. So first of all, let me tell you that if you see your hard drive is not detecting, of course there is a one problem with regarding BIOS, like BIOS is not working or BIOS has any issue. You have to reprogram the BIOS, and then after the problem occurs, that types of problem could take place. So here is what you understand to see that the PCIe receiving data or transmitting data, receiving, transmitting. This is the UART communication. In fact, UART communication is the combination of the TX and RX, receiving data and transmitting data. So looking around your connector only, you cannot say what could be the problem. And there are some request, clock request, there are some voltages as well. If you check all these things and all are perfect, then how do you diagnose that your SATA area is working or not? Here is the one SATA detection ID. As it is mentioned here that what do you want to work, SATA or PCIe device, and how do you find it? That's whether it is the SATA or it is the PCIe. However, it is written because in the ROG I have received the hard drive was not working. There was a similar option given there. Okay, in the ROG, in the TUF, in lots of gaming laptop, I received that the SATA is not working. Sometime it could I found that the BIOS has issue, sometime the hardware has issue. Even sometime PCH could cause, because if it is connected from the PCH, then PCH could also be the reason that it is not detecting. But this is the ID point. To see this, you can judge or you can get the scenario that's whether it is SATA or PCIe. So if it is PCIe, you have to pull up a voltage. You have to pull up, or it is taken somewhere else. You just copy it and you just check that if the voltage is given on this point, it is called PCIe. And if SATA is working, because there are the two controllers inside the on the page number 13. Okay, So since it is the SOC structure, on particular model I have opened LA-E892P. So you have to understand that how many controllers are there to support this connector. That could be PCI, that could be SATA. And this is the scenario, it is written here, SATA oblique PCI Express generation 2, generation 3. It means M.2 or M.3. Capability values. So one thing, this is the coupling capacitor. It is called coupling capacitor. First of all, let me introduce about the coupling capacitor, because most of the places you will find that the coupling capacitor are given, and all the coupling capacitor are not same. You cannot take out any of the capacitor from the scrap motherboard, and you cannot place it here. One thing. The second thing is that one more thing I would like to mention here. There are the few places where I have mentioned that you should not vary your capacitor, like LDO, where the LDO are generated, the capacitor value must be appropriate. Where the BTST pin are there, if you boost pin or BTST pin or boot pin, these types of pin, like in 3.3 and 5 volt regulator, RAM regulator, all types of regulator have the BTST pin or boot pin. So there the capacitor value must be appropriate. Third area, that is the charge pump area, where the voltage are increased like 5 volt to 15 volt. On that area capacitor should not vary. That must be actual value. Fourth place is your AC drive area, because that is also charge pump, but you don't know, because the charge pump comes out from inside. AC drive becomes like CMSRC voltage plus 6 volt LDO become the AC drive, and that requires a capacitor. If the capacitor is misplaced or any different value, you are going to lose 19 volt in your motherboard. And the fifth point is your area where the crystal is located. The crystal need to have a appropriate value of capacitor. And the sixth and the last, I think it is the coupling capacitor, because capacitor here the AC signal comes and capacitor behave as a coil. So current will come across this area to this area very smoothly. And if there is a no capacitor or the capacitor is open, the communication cannot go across this capacitor. That is why your device is not detected, or your hard drive is not detected, and any type of issue could take place. And the same thing happens, the coupling capacitor are given on the LVDS and EDP area, where the data signal passes. On that area you have to very much careful about the value of, here it is written that 0.22 microfarad, or you can call it 220 nanofarad. Okay, so by seeing this only, you can tell that this is the PCI Express 3. It means it will support M.3. Even the lower version could be also supported if the cut is the same. You know very well there are the cut mark on the SSD M.2 and M.3. So it is saying you that it requires M.3, as the value is given 220 nanofarad, that is equivalent to 0.22 microfarad. So it will support M.3. okay. And if the value would be given 100 nanofarad or 0.10 microfarad, then we could understand it will support SATA only. Okay, SATA only. So it means that by seeing this, you can also say that which controller need to work first, and capacitor must have the appropriate value. So this was a question I think that you need to understand, that how can you identify which controller need to work. Now if I tell you that the PCI Express, or whether it is the generation 2 or generation 3, if it is working on your device, then if it is not working if hard drive is not detected, if all are okay, connector are good, capacitor are good, the ID is good, this is called ID, okay, the ID is good, uh, then tell me, where do you look into your motherboard? So now let me tell you, that is why I have opened here for you all types of generation for and look, if you have gone through my my theoretical session, that I have not spared anything. I have told you each and everything, 200 series, 300 series, and all types of things I have covered, if you might have remember. But that is why I am here with the practical case study, that these are the things which is given in the all types of PCH, whether you talk about the 100, 200, 300, 400 series, 500 series. Now I have not gone through the 14 generation, I think that is the 700 series. 700 series yet I haven't gone through. Inshallah, very soon I will go through the 14 generation PCH datasheet, that is the 700 series. I have received 2 and 3 cases, but unfortunately I am not getting its PCH. PCH was short there. It is still laying on my office. So these area I have taught you in my theoretical classes, and you might not have paid attention, but today inshallah you will understand what is the importance of this area. So here I have highlighted those points which is required in your things which I have mentioned, that if your sound IC is working, sound IC is okay, sound IC is okay, all the nearby auxiliary component are okay, and despite your sound is not working, then where should you check? Your USB is nearby coil is okay, your 5 volt VCC is okay, despite PCH is not releasing data from the PCH, then what you will check? So this is the only area which you need to check. So I have opened here 300 series, 200 series data sheet, and you just write MPHY. Okay, so you will reach here MPHY. This is a kind of a memory. Okay, memory. So physical memory is called physical memory. There are the various types of memory, like a block core logics, like this is also kind of memory. eMMC is also kind of memory. GPIO is also kind of memory. Your ISH is the also integrated sensing hub, that is also kind of memory. Your EDRAM is also kind of memory. So RTC has the memory. So different types of OOBS, OOBS, it is somewhere it would be written, I think. Let me show you. Now if you write down in your PCH, there would be written OBS. OBS, it means out of bond processors. Okay, so that is the particular device combines and become a processor. OB is the particular processor, like GPIO has the particular processor, and EDRAM has the particular processor, and if all comes together, that become the a normal processor. Okay, like 10 generation processor, 9 generation processor, 8 generation processor. That is called OOB, OOB. Okay, so that works with these voltages. You have to check these voltages. Like in my case, if I type here MPHY and I search here, I will go to these areas. Okay, so in my processor, I'm not talking about the particular case study. In journal, if today I received a case in my office, latitude some model, it was 7440, like something, LA-C631, LA-C631, that was, and P, this was the model, latitude model, and the sound was not working, and I have also opened this area. This was the case study I was doing. I don't know who and how the thing was done. SDO is the flexibility by the Azalea. When you give the 3 volt to the SDO pin, the ME will be unlocked. How can you override the ME security? Because ME descriptor is locked in working laptop. No one can hack your BIOS. But if you want to hack your BIOS or to anyone BIOS, you just have to give the voltage to SDO pin. It is written on the PCH. But what will happen, what will be the consequence, that your SON will stop working, because what is written here, if a descriptor security override, flush descriptor, it means the BIOS security will be override. You can hack the BIOS, but I just don't want to hack the BIOS. My HDA, high definition audio, will stop functioning or it will start functioning depending on this signal. So if someone put a register here, so it will stop functioning. Why? Because high will be disabled, your HDA, high definition audio, and low, it means you just remove the register from here and it will be enabled. So today I received a case where the SON section